It's another shocking loss for the AOC and the squad. This is by Jamal Bowman, the fire alarm puller guy. Big loss. This is good news, guys. America is coming back. In this case, in New York. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. As we document, the decline of America, and this is the resurrection and win of America. Let's hope this is a good sign. Hope you have subscribed already. It never hurts to push that subscribe button, guys. And I'll feed you guys 4 videos a day. I'm faithful. Are you? Tell us where you're from in the comments below. We like hearing from you. Meanwhile, here's AOC just earlier in the week at a campaign event with Bowman for his reelection. As usual with the squad, a whole lot of screaming, not a lot of good points made. We're going to get a little more into that speech that she gave. Here's the headlines, though. Rep. Jamal Bowman loses New York's 16th district Democratic primary to, and then the next one, CNN, George Latimer. There's a big difference in this Democrat between George Latimer and a Jamal Bowman. How's that? George Latimer will defeat House squad member Jamal Bowman in historic blah, blah. Here's NBC News. New York House primary election 2024 live results. That means New York is going away from the far left and saying you went too far. We're going to pull this back. This is our country at work, cutting back, right? New York, Colorado, and Utah primaries 2024. Bowman loses. By the way, there's a little tag there for Boebert. Boebert won her primary, for those of you who are Boebert fans out of Colorado. Just thought I'd throw that one in. Here's a little more detail, though, on the guy that beat Bowman. George Latimer, a pro-Israel centrist. Now, that is key. Beat Rep. Jamal Bowman in New York. This is much of that anti-Semitism on the left that the Democrat Party, especially probably many of the centrists, pro-Israel, even Jewish concerns, in New York are saying, done with the squad. We're done with your extremism. And we're done with just your insanity of being on the wrong side. In that case, they're always afraid of being on the wrong side of history. They're really being on the wrong side of history on that one. But this is one of my favorite ones is Thomas Massie, when he found out that Bowman lost, said, I'll miss on these tender exchanges that we had. Now watch this. Here's Jamal Bowman losing his mind at the Capitol.
Children at all, cowards, pressure them, force them to respond to the question, why the hell won't you do anything to save America's children? And let them explain that all the way up until election day on 2024.
Now he's in there screaming to the press. That's what they do. It's all scream, by the way. This man, you're in a room that carries your voice. You don't have to shriek at people, and he'll shriek later at his face. Watch, and Thomas Massie's going to come up to him. Give me one more shot at him here.
Let them explain it all the way up to election day on 2024. They're freaking cowards. They're gutless. They're not here. I'm talking about gun violence.
There's never been
I'm talking about gun violence
in a school that allows teachers to carry.
It's Thomas Massie confronting him. Here's a meme. Jamal Bowman looking at the fire alarm on his way out of his loss. He was screaming about guns, demanding a gun repeal. And Thomas Massie is for arming teachers, which I'm for too. Thomas Massie is very calmly making a point that we have no shooting examples of teachers who were packing heat. That's all he's saying. It's true, by the way. There's no statistic where a teacher that was carrying, was there a school shooting, and Jamal Bowman, he just wants to go straight for the gun grab.
Carry guns? You think more guns lead to more death? More guns lead to more death. Look at the data. You're not looking at any data. You're carrying the water for the gun lobby. Look at the data. More guns lead to more deaths. States that have open carry laws have more death. States that have open carry laws have more death.
All he's repeating is more guns equal more deaths. More nuclear power equals more deaths. By the way, more cars equal more deaths. More hammers equal more deaths. More knives equal more deaths. By the way, more flying in planes equal more deaths. So you can make that statistic, and I'll tell Thomas Massie saying he keeps promoting a bill. He's going to bring it back again a week later, trying to get teachers armed.
Are you listening to
This is the have you ever worked in a school argument, meaning if you have not worked in a school, then you can't have a say on teachers being armed. And he's doing the 9-year-olds are dying thing, which remember, they don't care about the southern border and all of what's going on down there. There's other instances I could give, but I won't here to make those cheap points. But Thomas Massie, man, I just love him. By the way, he's an incredible conservative, even crosses paths with Trump on a lot of ways, and he despises Mike Johnson. He really is against Mike Johnson. He's a hardcore conservative. He's kind of one of the Margie Taylor Greene types, but I have a lot of respect for him, period. And by the way, he's even known for when he wanted to stop the ability for the government to turn off your cars, he went over and worked with AOC and said, look, I need your votes on this. I can't get enough Republicans. So he's smart and he knows how to play the game. But Screaming Bowman, a terrible politician, he needs to go. So good.
Have you ever worked in a school? It's a yes or no question. Have you ever worked in a school? You will not answer my question. Don't stop and talk to me. Okay, I'll bring it down a notch.
All right, folks.
Have you ever worked in a school?
I've got a bill to.
So he agrees to bring it down, and then Thomas Massie goes and addresses the camera. And here I love this one. Jamal Bowman goes and just jumps right in front of Massie and starts screaming at him in front of the camera.
I worked in the school for 20 years.
You're just screaming.
I was a teacher. I was screaming before you came and interrupted me. I worked in the school for 20 years. I worked in the school 20 years.
I love Thomas Massie. He goes, I'm going to talk to this camera. You go scream over there. Go scream to those people.
I was a teacher. I was a school counselor. I was a middle school principal. I was in.
Look at this guy shrieking right in front of the camera. And I love, here's a still. I like Thomas Massie there. He's cracking up at how rude he is. He knows the screaming, by the way, isn't going to work. Maybe he knew that Jamal Bowman was about to lose his next election.
Cafeterias protecting kids every day of my career.
There's never been a shooting. Never been a shooting. It's time. Look, we've got guns here to protect us. And you believe the kids should have somebody to protect them.
He's saying Jamal Bowman has armed guards protecting him. And Thomas Massie's going, I just want the ability for your 9-year-olds to be protected in the same light.
Every school that's allowed it has never had a shooting, not even an accidental discharge at any of the schools. So,
very well said. Let's wrap that up. But here's going back to that AOC. This is the big event this week where she went up on stage with Jamal Bowman for their re-election campaigns. And someone did this meme where they said, it looks like The Price is Right. Here's Rep. Anna Paula Luna saying no one. And then here's Jamal Bowman becoming the rocket ship where he attempts to fly away in that speech right after AOC got off stage. Here's Jamal Bowman freaking out. And he started to get some air there, and we have not seen him since this happened. Yeah, he went out to outer space where he belongs. Here's the final clip of AOC with that screaming chipmunk, which makes me laugh every single time. Why is the squad resorting to screaming, she and Bowman? Anyways, we don't have to hear from Bowman anymore. All done. New York getting back on the planet. And this is a move where I think nationally also the Democrat Party is going to lose a lot of the Jewish vote, the religious Jewish vote that is tied to Israel. They're going to lose them all. So that's good news. More good news for Trump and a little bit of good news for New York. I'm Doug in Exile.